Hi, I'm Bill Reddick, and today we're going to work on blocking and framing. We're going to have a helper, Dave Milanes, with us. He's a young catcher in the area, and he's going to be working on skills with us. Hope you enjoy the video. A big part of receiving, framing, and blocking is to challenge your pitcher in practice and on the sidelines. If you don't know going into a ball game what your pitcher's best pitch is, that's a problem. You've got to challenge your pitcher in the bullpen to say, throw that pitch in the dirt so I can block it. Throw that fastball on the inside corner or the outside corner so I could work on framing your pitch. Each pitcher, ball moves differently. Each pitcher has a different rhythm. Each pitcher will throw a pitch just a little differently. If you're not familiar with your pitcher's best pitches, you're going to have a real tough time framing and blocking. The other thing is, by challenging your pitchers in practice, in the bullpen, even in practice game settings, to throw their best pitches, you're going to see a better performance out of him at game time. And also, you're going to see a better performance from yourself. High and low. The low pitch is one where it's really misunderstood. There are times when we've got to turn this glove over to catch the ball. It's just physically impossible to catch the ball without doing it. But on a low pitch that's knee-high or just below the knees of the batter, we want to work on catching that ball from our natural target by bringing the thumb down and getting it underneath the ball here, thereby bringing the ball into the glove on this angle here. Now, from here, what we want to work on is just bringing the ball back into the knees and into the chest protector. We really don't want to create a lot of glove movement here if we don't have to. By flipping the glove over or turning it the full 180 degrees to get to there, we've created a lot of movement, and in turn, our umpire's seen that. So what we want to do is just kind of gently get down there, try to pick the ball as clean as we can, and bring it into our chest. And that's in any location. If you're sitting low on the outside corner to a lefty or on the outside corner to a righty, you really just want to bring that pitch right in through here. If you catch it low, just bring it right into your chest protector and get it back to the pitcher as quick as possible. You want everyone to think that that pitch was a low strike that you just caught without a problem. On the high pitch, in this day and age, the strike zone's a little taller. We're not always getting that pitch, but certain umpires will give us the pitch. Usually the pitch below your chin was what you could get for a strike as a catcher, meaning as I sat here as a catcher, if I could catch it below my chin or my eye level even, I would be able to get that pitch. Now, we're able to get that pitch here because umpires are recognizing that the letters or the top of the strike zone ends at the letters and not as much the waist. It's definitely much more of a pitcher's strike zone. With that in mind, we want to make sure that when we catch those pitches, we're not so much turning them down as much anymore, but we almost want to catch them and bring them to our chest the same way we did the low pitch this way. I think with that, we can also, on corner pitches, I think that's where we need to turn the pitch down. But on pitches right down the middle of our body, if we're set up on a corner or in the middle and a pitch comes down the center of our body here, we want to catch that pitch and just bring it in. Again, showing the umpire that it was an easily caught pitch over the plate. We didn't have to dress it up here. We didn't have to frame it as much as we did catch the ball and bring it in. What are the pitches you should be framing? Any pitch that is within a glove length or within 6 inches, really, of home plate. Now, we don't have the black here, but a lot of our umpires and coaches say we want to stay on the black. So anything that's really about 6 inches from the black of the plate, we really want to work on framing. In other words, anything we can get our glove out that far and straighten it and bring it to the plate, we want to be framing. High pitches, like we said, are now being called a strike. We just want to be careful not to be too greedy up top and frame the one that's way high. If we can just realize that a pitch around my mask area here or around my face is going to be called a strike and bring that down, or if it's far away from us on a corner, just dress that there or here, then we're going to see those pitches more often be called strikes. But realize that pitches that are well off the plate, we want to leave those alone. We want to just say, all right, ball, and throw it back. The other thing, when we see a pitch, a lot of times we'll try to frame a pitch that's right down the middle of the plate, or just try to make it look a little bit better. Any pitch that's a strike does not look any better if you frame it. In fact, you could tamper with the umpire's decision on a pitch like that if he thinks it's going to make him look bad. So on a pitch down the middle, or even this low pitch we talked about here, catch that pitch, get it right back to your pitcher. When you've come down to give the umpire the best view of the pitch, remember, now you're a receiver. Make sure you catch this pitch, dress it up, make the pitcher look good. Do all the things we've talked about before. But you don't want to, remember, you just don't want to get too relaxed on breaking balls and changeups. Fastballs are the ones that you can sit low, and generally are pitches that aren't going to play a lot of havoc with you. Just be ready for anything, but again, remember, your job here is to catch your pitcher. Everything else is secondary. In many regards, it's like you have a picture frame sitting in front of you. Try to keep things near the picture frame. Try to catch things near the picture frame and bring them into it. If they're too far outside, let them go. You don't want to show up your umpire here. Just remember, less is more. If it's too far outside, you're not going to get that pitch. Don't try for it. You're going to need it later in the inning or later in the game. Don't show your umpire too early or too often that you want to frame and get every pitch. Be selective. Get the pitches you can, and he'll give you them as they go on throughout the game and the season. On the outside pitch, the same is true. We want to get around the pitch here, and we just want to kind of nudge the pitch back. It's a little easier on the outside pitch because we don't have as much movement with the glove here. Our glove can kind of just slide into place here and kind of move back into and go around the pitch easier and just straighten our wrist there. We've picked up a few inches off the outside, on the outside part, and we're able to gather that towards the plate. Again, any kind of movement this way or this way will tip the umpire that pitch was off the plate, and we won't get the call. Mainly framing is working the pitch around the corners and not getting greedy. I see a lot of young catchers taking pitches well off the plate and trying to frame them. It's just not going to work. Umpires are pretty smart in this day and age, and they understand the strike zone. Now we're going to talk about blocking pitches. Catchers really have got to practice this skill on a daily basis. Many catchers just can't perform this skill because they just don't practice it enough. We're going to talk about techniques, and we're going to talk about skill drills that you can do day to day to improve your blocking, improve your stamina, and also make you more consistent back here with your pitching staff blocking pitches. When you're blocking, it's really important to realize that you're not trying to catch this ball. In fact, the biggest part of blocking is to keep your hands low and to keep your head down. Also, prior to the pitch, remember, as a catcher, you know what pitch is coming. What pitches generally go in the dirt? Curveballs, changeups, and off-speed. Fastballs are ones that we have to practice on a day-to-day basis, but we have to really expect them to be a good pitch that we're going to be able to catch. Very hard for us to block a fastball that's moving in a miles per hour range of 80, 90 miles an hour. But curveballs, changeups, any off-speed pitch that's out there, we've got to be proficient blocking that pitch. There's no excuse for, in a day-to-day basis for a catcher not blocking the off-speed pitches and not being ready for them. Anticipation is key. You've got to anticipate this ball to be in the dirt, and you've got to be able to react to it. Also, if the ball's not in the dirt, you've got to be in a position also to have your balance and have that poise to stay in there and catch that ball and frame it. Block and back, we really are working for both form and stamina. By blocking the ball, by working on blocking the ball and then coming right back up into position, we're really giving the catchers some stamina, and also it's a fast drill. Your catchers will get a little winded, so keep the repetitions short. Also, try to work pitches that are fairly close to them. A key component of this is to block the ball and to be able to get up and recover and make a play. In order to do this, we've really got to work this skill daily. A lot of catchers I see, when they get up, are very off balance. If you work on this week to week, day to day, you're going to see more easy movements towards the ball after blocking. If a catcher doesn't work on this skill daily, you're going to see a lot of clumsiness as he gets to the ball, and thereby leading to throws that are wild and the like. Blocking a ball to your left or your right is very easy. What you've got to learn is the proper footwork. We have two types of footwork. The first is the jab step. From an infielder stance at first, we're going to work our young catchers here. What we want you to do is step towards the ball, and you're going to collapse on this front knee and slide behind the ball. Notice I step forward towards the baseball. My head is down, my glove covers the hole, my arms are out. On the ball to the left side, from the infielder stance here, jab, step towards the ball, collapse forward, cover, fall forward. I'm going to do that one again. Jab towards the ball. Remember, show the glove to the ball here. Collapse underneath and see it down. Remember, head down, watch the ball hit you and come back out. I'll do that one more time. Ball to your glove side. Get your glove at the ball where you think it's going to bounce. Collapse the front leg, slide to the ball, and just find the ball and let it hit your body. What you're going to find is if you get close enough to this ball, many times it's going to wind up in your glove. And that's going to be a good thing for you because you'll come up with it and surprise a lot of runners that way. The next technique is an opposite leg shift. We're going to move the opposite leg first towards the ball, and that leg will drive us to the ball. Our glove will set the path for us, and we'll follow our glove to the ball. So from the ready stance here, we've got good balance, good position. All right, we see the ball in the dirt. Our glove goes there. We're going to initiate the movement here and slide into place over to the ball. Again, we're sliding forward. If we slide to the side, we're going to show that in a minute, but we slide forward to the ball to cover the ball and to cut down the bounce. On the ball to the left, same idea. We're going to let the glove lead the way. Glove leads the way here. Okay, the shift will happen, glove, and over. Now, you might have noticed on that one, it wasn't as smooth. A lot of us catchers are dominantly right-handed players, and our left side is our weakest side. You've got to work on these balls to your thrower side maybe even a little more than the ones to your glove side. You're weaker on this side, and thereby you're not going to have as much energy or strength to push that way. We were talking earlier about moving side to side on these balls. Now, if I move directly to my left or directly to my right, watch how much distance I have between myself and the ball. So I'm going to move here. Now, that's a lot of distance. I may be getting out here a lot quicker and a lot easier because I've just got to nudge myself to the left or to the right. But I've left a good 2 feet of unknown play that ball can have. That ball, if it's a curved ball with a backspin, could hop over my shoulder. If the ground is real soft or real hard, it might skip up and go right to the backstop. So we've got to get as close to the ball as we can. Now, on wild pitches, we've got to get position. What we talked about earlier was pitches that we can handle within probably about 2 to 3 feet, maybe even closer to home plate than that. These are pitches that are readily handled that we can get our body out to and move on. But every now and again, we'll have a pitcher that will just be wild in the strike zone or actually wild all over the place. So we've got to be ready for this. Now, balls that are to our right and to our left in the dirt. Our footwork is key here. We really aren't always going to be able to catch these balls, but if we can maximize our footwork and be efficient, we're going to get ourselves in a better position to get a glove or a piece of it and keep it in front. Or if we have to chase it down, we're going to get into a position where we're able to get up and throw. Now, ball to your glove side. What we want to do is we see the ball way outside here. We're going to get our glove there. We're going to try to get our glove close to where we think the ball is going to bounce. Now, our knee here is going to collapse forward to this ball here. And we're just going to follow here. Our glove is not going to swipe at this ball. We don't want to swipe at it because, in essence, we'll swat it away from where we're at. We want to keep it real still and try to bat the ball down. If anything, we're moving in this direction here with the bounce. Okay, not this way. Okay, whatever happens here, if the ball bounces out, we want to continue and shoot through and climb up here and get out of the hole. We don't want to be here looking at the ball there. We've got runners that are either in the base pass, and I'll tell you what, if you stop this ball here, they're going to be in big trouble if they're trying because you've got a real good chance of getting them out if you get up quick, find the ball, and look for a play. a common mistake with wild pitches is, even though we've gotten to the ball, let's say, and we've made a good play, a catcher just isn't thinking about getting up. They're either, one, surprised they got to the ball. Number two, they're not taught to just get up and make a play. A lot of times what happens is the catcher will make a great play here, and he'll sit and watch it. Or he'll make a catch here and not know what to do with it. The main thing here is to keep moving. You've got to keep your body moving. So in essence, if you're here and you get to the ball here, get your other foot through. Shoot the moon here, get up, and look for another play somewhere else. Another mistake catchers make is that they pick their head up off of the ball. They'll either lose their head or they just don't have their head on the ball. You've got to keep your eyes focused on the area where that ball is going to bounce. If your head's not in it here, a bunch of things can happen. You could, you could be hit here, and one thing is you can just not see where the ball's going, right? Keep your eyes locked on that position. The other thing is with the glove, every catcher wants to try to make the great play and snap this ball or swat this ball and catch it. Well, I would tell you, a lot of times you can make that play and you'll make it, but other times just because of the speed of the ball, the amount of distance you travel to get it, you're going to be in this position. If you swatted it, you're going to make this play worse. All you really need to do is, we're trying to be like a hockey goalie here. Get the glove out there, stop the ball. If it gets in here, fine. If not, we get up and we chase it back to the screen. Like in blocking, we're right-handed players, most of us. This side is going to be the hardest side, so we've really got to work on this side. Also, it's one where we turn our backs almost to the play because we're backhanding. All right, so basically just remember, keep your eyes focused behind your glove in the area that you're going to think the ball's going to bounce, and work the glove up and down and keep moving. Underhand toss in any drill provides a lot of things. We can do this in a small amount of space, we can do this in a short amount of time, we can use a lot of baseballs, and we can also hit spots, which is very important for framing. This drill, done properly, we can work the entire strike zone. We can work on problems, we can work on strengths. It also gives us a good chance to look at our catchers up close, which is something we really don't get a chance to do. In suicides, we're really trying to get your catchers to feel the blow of the ball. A lot of young catchers are not used to this, and they're surprised by it. Older catchers sometimes need to be reminded to keep their head and glove down. And also, when you're getting into your season, pre-season workouts, this is a great drill just to get your body ready to go and work on it on every day. This is a skill you can work on every day. It will always be there. It's very quick. Throw about 10 balls at your catchers. They'll feel it. Boom, boom, boom. The other thing, it doesn't always have to be a hard ball. Mix in some soft balls. Short toss or medium toss framing from a shorter distance in pitching can be very valuable. First of all, you don't have to be as crafty as you think and be as accurate. You can work the strike zone and really get a lot of the pitches with a good speed on them, also working different breaking pitches and off-speed pitches that are very hard to work on the underhand toss. Now, from our perspective, we want to try to do these drills every single day. They really add a lot to your program, and also your catchers will become more proficient as they go. With framing, it's repetition upon repetition. If you really work this skill, this will show up in the game, and it will become second nature to your catchers. With tracking, what we want to work on is really having the catcher give the target and work on keeping his eyes on the ball and bringing the glove down and the head down. With younger catchers, we find a lot of times they'll work to catch the ball out here instead of getting the glove into the hole where most of these balls scoot through. Now, if you're working here, glove down, head down, glove down, head down. As the ball comes through, we just want to track the ball down with our eyes. Great drill for young catchers. Again, good preseason drill, get you moving and get you started with every practice. When we're working on these drills, it's real important, and I stress this is probably one of the best things that I've learned in the last 2 years of teaching, is we don't always have to surprise our player. I think a lot of times we think we've got to go right to a live or a game situation. The fact is, a lot of young players, and a lot of old players for that matter, need the repetition on certain balls, and they need good repetition. So slow the pace down. Also, Tell the catcher initially, as he's getting warmed up, where you want to work on the ball. If you want to work the first round of your blocking drills as a predetermined spot, like right side, glove side, tell the catcher, we're going to your throwing side. Tell the catcher, we're going to the left side or your glove side. This way, the catcher instinctively will think of the footwork he's got to do to perform that side, and then when the next round comes, that's when you can alternate sides and mix it up. This way, you've mastered the skill. For younger catchers, it's not as daunting, and they're not frustrated when they have to make a reaction to a pitch that they're not sure where the ball is going. It's true, we want our catchers to react, but let's think about it. If they can't react properly, and they not learn the skill on how to work to one side or the other, they're going to react, and it's not going to be in good form and with good mechanics. Umpires. There's a lot of good umpires out there, but there's also a few bad ones. I think you've got to give every umpire his chance to prove him or herself. All you can ask of an umpire is that they do a consistent job, meaning if they call the high pitch in the first inning, they call it in the seventh. If they're calling the low curve balls away off the plate early in the game, you want that same pitch late in the game. The other thing with umpires is give them a time to establish this rapport with you. A lot of umpires generally come out with a good attitude and turn bad by fans, coaches, and players. If you can work with your umpire individually as a catcher, you're the only one who has his ear and only one who can really have a private conversation with this umpire. You're going to see more success because basically if that umpire likes you and you work hard behind the plate, and I'll tell you what, if you work hard and he doesn't get hit with a lot of balls, he's going to be one happy umpire. The other thing is I've often found that umpires like to talk or they don't. If he likes to talk, talk with him a little bit, even if you don't. I think a lot of times they want to feel comfortable, and they're a little nervous too. A lot of time it's a big game for them, and they know that too, and they want to do well. I mean, a lot of umpires are there basically because they love to do the job they're doing, and they love to watch you play the game of baseball. In closing, I just want to say that these drills need to be worked on day to day. The skills are easy to master, but many times catchers just fall short because they don't work on them properly. There's no reason, as I said earlier, that every breaking ball should be blocked or have a good chance to block it. Framing is what I call one of the primary skills of a catcher. If he can't make his pitcher look good, then there's really no reason for him to be out there. Remember, your first job as a catcher is to catch the ball. Your second job is to work on your pitcher. And the third job is to take care of your teammates and be the leader on the field. On behalf of Coach's Choice, we really appreciate your investment in this video. I'm Bill Reddick, and on behalf of Dave Milanes, thank you very much.